Welcome back, boys, to the next video. So in this video we're going to talk about trend, what is trend and how to spot it. So you need to know what you're looking at in the market. So we learned about candles and time frames. So right now I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Each candle is a 1 hour time frame. So let's say we start from this black line to go here. When you look at this and I say to you the biggest trend, what is the direction? That means what is the majority of the full screen doing. So then if you just look normally, you know how a candle moves, right? If the candle was up here, it means price was moving around here, right? So we have, and then you see like the wick, so how our wicks created, price went up and went down. And then from there we have like the down candles. We know what that means. That means price going down. We have price going down here again. So now price is in this zone over here. Then here it's over here. Then here it's down. Here it's spiked up. And now the candle that is happening now is showing us what? Where price is right now. So just by using like a staircase and common sense, you have the top of where we are now to the bottom, but it's not that easy. It's not just you draw a line, because you can draw a line but actually the price could be here, but and you think like this it's going down or something, but it's going up but it's going down. So how do you spot a trend for real without basically guessing in a way of where it looks like it's going? You have highs and lows in the market. So I'll first show you on this. When I said to you, you need to learn what one candle is because you need to be able to combine the candles together. So when we have the candles going, as you can see here, up, 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 there could be two down candles. It doesn't matter. It's just the main part of the movement. So this move, you can see it went down here and then it went up. You could see the wick being created. Price went down to here. That's like the major drop. Then price went up to here a little bit, and then the price went down. So these are our points. We have where the price went up, majority, went down, the majority of like a big drop, then basically the highest point. Then we have the low here, but also um, you could look and say like this is also a high, then this is low here, and this is high. Once you get better at all this, you will kind of when you're marking out, you will maybe skip, like I said, the the small parts, and you will just move like this. You would have the lowest point from here. It kept going down, so you'd consider this as a low before it kind of started to go up a little bit here, and then you have your next major low. And obviously you have a high point here and a low, and then you have a high point here. So now using these points, I will show you on this quickly. We call when it goes up, it's a high, like the top of a building. It's like a top. We call it a high. So look at it like a building. This is top of a building. That's our high. And then the bottom is a low. So here we have when the price goes down, the lowest point. That's what we call a low here. This is a low. And then again, top of a building, high. It gets a little glitched out. Bottom of a building or just staircase is the bottom or low. So I'm just showing you like the line. Let me just like this. That's a low. Then we have our high, low, a second, low. Then we have our highest point, high. Then we have our lowest point before a push. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. Before high. There you go. Now, I'm going to draw it to make it easier. This is the most basic trend that people teach you. So first we're going to start like, okay, I think it's easier to teach you first up like this. And then we have like this. Now, what do we say? We have top of the building, top of the building, top of the stairs, whatever. Low, low, low. So you need to spot highs and lows. Now, what's in a trend? The trend is when you look at what's happening with the high and the low, the high and the low. If we are creating new highs above the last highest point, what does that mean in simple terms? We're going higher. We are in an uptrend. That's your trend. When you are creating, we call this a high here, and the next high is a higher high. So, can I make it? Do I have a thicker one? Or is the no, that it looks a bit skinny. This? Yeah, okay. We have our high, and then we have here we have a higher high, and the next high is again a higher high, because this high right here is higher than the last high we made. Also, then when I remove this, in an uptrend, you also have your low, low, and low. If the lowest point is not being broken through and your low is higher than the last low as well, that becomes a low, a yeah, that was a little bit of a misspelling, a higher low and a higher low again. So we're having higher highs, higher high, and a higher high. That's an uptrend, because now you can see if the price is going up, it's going up in an uptrend. You can see if you connect all the highs and then you connect all the lows, it's an uptrend. It's not going to be always that smooth, but you need to grasp this first before you get to spotting the trend in a market that looks a little bit like this, because in this zone you have your uptrend, then in this zone you have your downtrend, and then in this zone you have your uptrend. But in reality, if you look at a maybe higher time frame or the big trend, this was your uptrend up here, the whole move up, and now because it's moving down a lot, this is your downtrend. So that you'll spot later. Now, in a downtrend, we have our low, high, low, high, low, high. What do we see between the highs and the lows now? We can see that our lows are breaking through our lows even lower right here, lower, making this what? A lower low. We have our high, and our highs are not being broken. They're going up and then going down and creating a new high. That means this is now also a lower high. That is your simple trend. You have trend like this. Now let me make it a little bit smoother. You have something like this. Now it looks a little bit different, but look, we have our high, low, but now the high has been broken through and so has the low, right? So what can you say here? You could say maybe we have our uptrend, so up in this rise, or maybe a low, uh, a downtrend in the drop. So that's when you have to look more and understand the market to wait and see. It created a low, it created a high again, created a low, and then created a high and continued the uptrend again. So the low is not being broken, low is not being broken by this low, and then our high is being broken by the high again. That's your uptrend. Or if the trend looks a little bit like this, so you have your up, down. What do we do there? So up, down, here, here, and then like this. What do we have here? A bit the same. You have your high being broken by the high, and then you have your low here, your major low in here, right? So the major rise was between this low up till this high. So let's say in blue we mark out our major zone that we created. Now, inside the major zone, as we can see, we have our low, and our low got broken that is showing us what? Downtrend, right? So let's say you start looking for sells in here for a downtrend, you will lose because the market just goes up after. Why? Because when you look at the major highs and lows in this, you have your high, low, high, the lowest point is the low, and then the high being broken is here. That's your uptrend. It's this, 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 then it goes to the low and then up. There you found your trend inside of a slightly messier chart. The same thing when you open this, you can see the price is going up here a bit. It's pretty smooth, but then here you have what? You have up, down, and now you're starting to see like this a lot of movement, and then a solid move up, and then move down, and then move higher. So, like I said, you're gonna have some area of a little bit of difficulty, but you need to be able to spot the trend. That's why you have to understand the basics of how a trend is created, and then later you will learn about different things that shows you an uptrend also or a downtrend, and it also shows you in what direction the market wants to go or is going to help you identify trend or just an entry to place a trade. So that's the end, and I'll see you in the next video.